And we're off. All right.
We're off or on?
Off, on. I'm not sure. Welcome. This is our first official or unofficial episode of our Pod Stache. This is the thing I've been talking about before. I've been wanting to do a podcast type of thing where we just take a couple of topics and talk about them. Kind of like what I used to do with Stache Talks. Mm-hmm. But this would be like it'll just be however long, or there's no form to it. But
pretty random.
The one big topic I've been wanting to talk about is Batman vs. Superman. The trailer just came out a couple days ago. And all the buzz around the internet are super split. Because the first Comic-Con trailer was amazing.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Like most trailers should be doing, is they should not shed so much light on a lot of things. So
exactly, the
first trailer was like, oh wow,
you're right.
That's crazy.
The Comic-Con trailer was, to me, like my favorite trailer of the year. Mm-hmm. This one, not so much.
I don't like the new trailer. I like pieces of it.
I like pieces of it too. Although I do have. I don't know if DC is really gonna like put everything out there, as in they're showing us everything. Maybe they're not, because maybe everything we saw in this trailer could happen in the first, half of the movie, and then like something else happens, and we haven't seen that yet.
Well, what I'm thinking is like, okay, so most trailers nowadays they're giving too much. What they do is yes, granted, most trailers, they only give you maybe 3 minutes of footage of the whole movie. So you got to keep that in mind. So any movie trailer that you're going to see, they give you 3 to 5 minutes of footage. But it's the way you release it. So if you look at how Star Wars is doing their marketing, they're keeping certain things out, big things.
They've been doing it like the right way.
They're doing it the right way. They're leaving out Luke Skywalker. Where the fuck is he? I'm sorry. But where is he?
Yeah.
2, General Snoke. Where is he? 3, there's not a lot of speculation about Captain Phasma. We just know that she looks like a badass. But what's her story? But that's for another day. So trailers like Star Wars right now, J.J. Abrams and the marketing team are doing great. But now you look at Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. Great first trailer. Then they released a teaser where Superman just arrives and unmasks Batman. That was an awesome little teaser.
Yes. I would rather just have that.
Yeah, that's all we need. Like, just give me confrontation. Don't show me they're going to be buddies.
Right.
Don't show me where Doomsday's coming from.
Right. Although we did kind of like, speculation-wise, we all kind of thought, yeah, they're going to be fighting, and then at the end, they're going to come together.
We know that.
Probably. But they didn't have to show us. You know what I mean? So yes, I am disappointed with the Batman vs. Superman trailer.
And like, for example, like with Star Wars, for all we know, everything they've shown us, it might very well be just the beginning and the middle. Mm-hmm. Nothing to do with the ending.
Right.
Batman vs. Superman just released pieces of the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Yeah. This trailer, I didn't even like it. Just it seemed like it was all over the place. Like it was not. It didn't flow for me. Mm-mm. Some of the editing was really weird too, like where you get like these crazy jump cuts where it goes like dun 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 dun.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like I'm not a fan of that.
The editing wasn't great on the trailer, I guess you can say.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, and then there's humor in this one, but it seems out of place because like this movie seems epic and like because the Avengers it's different in a way because the Avengers are more light-hearted in a way.
They're more lighthearted,
and it's action, but it's also there's a lot of humor, and they blend it really well. The Batman vs. Superman trailer seemed like the humor just didn't fit in this tone at all whatsoever.
No, like I feel like if you're gonna be introducing a version of the Dark Knight, then it needs to be dark and gritty. Yeah. But then you have someone like Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor, and then you show him in this new trailer in his real witty, kind of awkward form. You can already tell that this guy is probably one of the rich guys, kind of like in Wayne's league, but he's probably disliked. He's probably the little guy on the side that no one really cares about, so he wants to make his mark. I can already get that just kind of looking at him. Like, so what is he going to do?
I don't hate like I've always defended the whole Jesse Eisenberg casting. I don't hate.
I'm fine with the casting.
I don't hate it. I hope it seems like in public he's like this weird jumbly, you know. Oh hey, hi, how's it going? Oh, Clark Kent.
Do you think it's a persona?
Bruce Wayne? I think so because we saw a little bit of like you didn't show it too much, but we saw a little bit of a shift when he's like who's gonna bring these down? The devil or something like that. Something like, and it seemed like he was more sinister in that part. So it seems like that could just be a front, and everything we like he might be different. Hopefully, like you know when he's like doing his.
I have a bad feeling he's kind of amplifying the humor that Kevin Spacey had. And that Gene Hackman had.
I was not a fan of Kevin Spacey as he's a great actor. I did not like Kevin Spacey in Superman Returns.
Now I'll say that I had no problem with Jesse Eisenberg being casted. I was just kind of hoping he would come away from the stereotypical role of the fast speaking and hunched and look of him. You know, kind of like
right.
I don't know. It's just something that it's his thing in every movie that he does. So hopefully there's something different we'll see to him other than Jesse Eisenberg.
If you had to rate the trailer, what would you rate it out of 5?
This new trailer?
Yeah, the newest trailer, the one that's on Jimmy Kimmel. Seems like he gets like all the trailers.
He gets all the exclusives now. But I'd probably give it a 3. It gives you enough action. It gets excited.
Yeah, it does. I just thought they gave away.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on Batman vs Superman. I'm gonna be there to see it. I'm gonna be there
I'll be there. Night. Yeah, opening night.
And you're a Batman fan, big Batman fan, so you'll be there. I'll be there with you. But I still feel they revealed too much, and there's a lot of things you can probably put together. There's still a lot of things you want to figure out, like Batman in the desert and these little aliens flying all around him. What's going on with that?
I think that might be a dream.
You think
that's what I've heard from other people.
A dream
is a dream sequence
where he gets unmasked and maybe Superman looks
right, and maybe parts of it is real, but he's got a nightmare while he's being captured. Mm-hmm. That a lot of that stuff happens. Who knows?
Well, there's 2 routes.
I think it looks awesome because remember in the first Man of Steel, there's a dream sequence where he's talking to General Zod, and then Superman has that black outfit, and he starts to get like eaten alive in like bones, and that was like a dream sequence. It was a weird sequence, but like it seems like that could be the case.
So maybe Batman's having this kind of dream sequence?
I think maybe.
Well, I see 2 routes of this. Either one, these soldiers that Superman has and all these things, because these soldiers that you see have the Superman symbol of hope on the shoulder. So either one route is maybe these are dedicated soldiers to him thanks to Lex Luthor. Maybe he's like...
That's what I think.
That's one. Or 2, if you really think about everything we've seen in the trailer, you only see these soldiers in the desert.
Like the desert.
Fighting Batman, really. I mean, I can't think of another time you've seen them. So maybe they're just part of a dream sequence where Batman is imagining a world where Superman rules.
Oh. Kind of like Injustice.
Yeah, so maybe he's imagining or dreaming, what if I don't stop him? This is what it's gonna become.
Right. I like that.
So that's probably
although
what it is.
I hope they don't do that because, I mean, who knows? They could do because I've heard people say that those look like the things that Darkseid has, like little minions almost. I've heard that rumor.
And that could be true because Darkseid is the official villain of Justice League.
Hope so. And then
he's been officially
after this movie we're getting Justice League, right?
Yes.
I think
we're getting a Wonder Woman and then a Justice League.
Okay. So I mean it could be the case. So either way, I'm excited. I'm totally excited about this movie.
Now you're a big DC fan.
Yes.
On this trailer, what would you give it out of 5? This newest trailer.
I'd probably match you with a 3 because, like, if you're asking me what the first Comic-Con trailer, that one was a 5. This one kind of took a step backwards, or it took a weird step, and they just revealed way too much, like Doomsday. Or I mean, maybe it's not Doomsday, but it's a Doomsday-like character.
It is Doomsday,
you know,
for sure.
and that, well, yeah.
He has, and then you can already tell. I mean, maybe they cut the trailer in a way where you think General Zod becomes Doomsday, but apparently that's what they're going for.
Right, and so either way, I'm content.
Okay.
I wish it was better.
All right.
I wish it was better.
Now, you're a big DC fan. I'm a big Marvel fan. So the one I've been most excited about is Civil War.
Even though I'm a DC fan, I'm super excited about Civil War too.
Civil War is awesome. I mean, that's a comic book that I read when it first came out in 2005. So, I mean, they're going a different route, and the Russo brothers did amazing with Captain America: Winter Soldier. So,
by far, Captain America: Winter Soldier is my favorite Marvel movie.
Mine too.
Like even over the Avengers, I think.
Oh yeah,
to me.
For me too. It's more gritty, it's more realistic, and then they're gonna bring that element to Civil War and start incorporating the actual, I guess you can say, more down to earth heroes like Hawkeye and everyone. But you still have Scarlet Witch, you still have the Vision. Where's the Vision? You haven't really seen him.
In this new trailer, you don't see the Vision.
You don't see the Vision at all. But we already know he's going to be on Iron Man's side.
Right.
Now,
I was super excited to see this trailer. It was way better than the newest Batman vs Superman trailer.
I still think it was better than the first Batman vs Superman trailer.
You think so? Well,
yeah.
I mean, it was great. I loved seeing I didn't think we were gonna see him, but I love seeing Black Panther.
Black Panther's awesome.
Yeah, I think his suit looks so good.
He looks like cool. He looks pretty much close to the original Black Panther in the comics, and I was afraid they were going to tamper with that, but Marvel's been pretty dedicated to honoring all of them, all the characters in their respective outfits. Even I was even fine with the way they had Quicksilver look, the way they had Scarlet Witch look. I mean, Scarlet Witch has a ridiculous outfit in the comic book, so I'm glad they worked with.
Yeah. I like the way she looked in Age of Ultron.
But this one's great because in the comic book, it's a little different. They're afraid because a lot of the heroes don't want to reveal their identities.
Right.
This one's different because it's pertaining to the aftermath of Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, because of what happened in what is it?
City, something like that.
So because of all the damage that happened there, now they're saying that these heroes need to be monitored and get the proper training, which is also part of the aspect of the comic book. In the comic book, it was different because a bunch of kids died. A bunch of kids were killed because of a villain named Nitro. He has the power to explode and then put himself back together and keep moving. So he did that. He set himself off, killing a bunch of people at a school. Because of that, Steve Rogers and Iron Man are split on whether heroes should register with the government or not. It's almost the same concept, except Winter Soldier is the main problem or catalyst of the whole film.
Right.
So it's about Iron Man trying to capture and apprehend Winter Soldier along with some of his heroes, and Captain America trying to protect his friend Bucky Barnes, who is known as the Winter Soldier.
Right.
But in the same process, you have this whole government movement to try and register all the heroes. Now they have officially said, even though he's not in the trailer, supposedly Spider-Man is going to be part of the major battle.
Okay. See, I wasn't sure if he was just gonna show up in a weird, in a quick scene or what. I knew he was gonna be in the movie. I just didn't know to what capacity.
He is gonna be in the fight. They have announced it officially. He did. I mean, they did get the new actor Tom Holland. They did get him to come back for reshoots. Originally, he wasn't going to be a big part of it, but Spider-Man was such a big milestone in the original comic book series, you couldn't just leave him out.
Well, in this new movie, though, Black Panther seems to be taking the role of what Spider-Man was in the comic book. Because Black Panther seems like he's not on either side.
That's true. He's more neutral, yeah.
But that's pretty interesting, too, because, I mean, even though we have seen Spider-Man before in different franchises, I'm not excited about... Personally, I'm not excited about...
For Spider-Man?
I'll be excited... But I feel like I don't really need him in this movie. Okay. I'll be excited for him in his own movie.
Well, I'm glad that... Well, and then Captain America himself, Chris Evans, kind of let it slip that him and Robert Downey Jr. are going to be in the Spider-Man film.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
that's awesome.
I mean, it's kind of
it's
an
unofficial
accidental thing. It's unofficial, but what happened on Jimmy Kimmel was Chris Evans told Robert Downey Jr., "Oh, and we're filming again in Atlanta, but the only scheduled film in Atlanta is Spider-Man."
Right.
So whether it's a short cameo or something, they're going to be in it. So that means Steve Rogers will probably still survive the film, and Iron Man himself.
Well, I've heard Chris Evans also say that he's booked for 2018 and 19 for both
Infinity
War. So it seems like he's not gonna die.
That's good.
If from the trailer it looks like another person dies, which is maybe Rhodey.
I think he's gonna die.
He looks like he's dead in that. Like if they showed that and that's the case, then that kind of sucks because they showed it.
Much.
Right. What we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But you know, like I'm not a fan of Rhodey either. No. I mean,
it's easy to let him go.
Forgettable because he's like Iron Man 2 is so forgettable, and I know he had a big role in that. I don't remember it, to be honest.
It was a really bad movie.
And then he's barely in Iron Man 3 and barely in Avengers.
But he is part of it, so they are setting him up to be a major part of it. So that's kind of cool. Right. But yeah, he looks like he's the guy that's going to be tossed away. Now, in the original comic book series, they did kill off Giant Man.
Oh, okay.
So,
is he kind of like the Atom?
He's kind of like Hank Pym. He has the ability to.
Oh, right, but
he doesn't shrink. He grows.
So right, like the Atom, though, right?
Kind of.
Doesn't he do that?
Are you talking about in
the DC?
Oh yeah. So, but you know, there's a lot of players in the original comic that are missing. One of them being a cloned Thor. There was a cloned Thor that did a lot of murdering, and Punisher was also a big part of it. So,
right, isn't he the one that pulled the trigger on?
He's the one that killed
Rogers?
No, he's not. He killed a bunch of villains when they were trying to kill Spider-Man. There's a scene in the comic where Spider-Man realizes that he's on the wrong side with Iron Man, so he decides that he's going to go ahead and join Captain America. So him and Iron Man battle it out. Spider-Man gets away, goes to the sewers to try and find Steve Rogers, but then ends up getting attacked by 3 villains, including Jack-O-Lantern. And he's getting his butt handed to him. He can't do anything, and Punisher shows up out of nowhere and puts bullets in all their heads. And takes Spider-Man to Steve Rogers. So,
well, speaking of Punisher, he is... Okay, you've seen Daredevil, right?
Of course.
Loved it. Like, because I haven't been on in like a year, so I haven't spoken about anything this past year. Daredevil, I think, was my favorite show. Well, I mean, I haven't really seen any other. Like, I haven't seen Shield. What's it called?
Agents of Shield.
Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Or Agent Carter. And I haven't finished Jessica Jones.
Well, Daredevil's and Jessica Jones.
They're both placed in Hell's Kitchen.
They're in Hell's Kitchen along with Luke Cage,
right?
And they're actually part of what's called Marvel Knights, which
is
the
Defenders, right?
They're part of the Defenders, but they're part of a Marvel Knights series where it's a rated R version.
Oh, right.
So all of them are darker, grittier.
Well, I'm excited to see John Bernthal as the Punisher. I think that's like great casting,
choice.
Right? Yeah,
perfect choice.
I love that. So I really want to see that. I'm not a fan of Jessica Jones. I'm
okay with it.
I think I haven't finished it. I think I'm on like episode 6.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in over a week now. So
no, I haven't officially finished Jessica Jones. I'm almost done. I love Kilgrave.
Right.
Pretty evil. I mean, but there's something about all the actors and characters. They all seem kind of one-dimensional. I don't know why. They try to add these layers to the characters, but it's
not working for me.
It's
too much. Like
it is kind of noir. It's like modern day noir, where it's investigators and it's PIs.
Yeah, I'm not. I like the story. I just like if we have to compare, because they're both Marvel.
Daredevil's better.
Daredevil's way better, I think. I love Daredevil.
And I can't wait to see Elektra.
Yeah, so I'm looking way more forward to Daredevil season 2 than I am to like a Jessica Jones.
Okay.
But I did like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage is awesome.
I did like him.
I was kind of skeptical about who they casted, but after seeing him, I'm like, he's perfect for Luke Cage,
he's awesome.
Man.
I like it a lot.
I can't wait to see him. And, the Defenders, once they form that team, I'm really hoping, even though they're already saying they're not going to be part of the Avengers Infinity War, but I think they should. I think they need to tie it all in. They already have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, who were in the movies first and then got their own shows. Why not throw in the Defenders into the actual films when the time comes? There was even rumor of why not even put Spider-Man in the Daredevil show. Because him and Daredevil are friends, and they live in New York. They cross paths eventually.
Right.
Now, granted, Tom Holland, they chose a really, really young Spider-Man, and it's a weird kind of choice. I mean, he's going to be 19. All these heroes are in their late 20s, early 30s, so
right.
Spider-Man is the youngest rookie with some of the best and, most powerful powers and responsibility of all of them. So,
well, I don't know if they'll ever transition any of the Defenders into the cinematic universe. Because I kind of like them where they're at, because they can push more boundaries, especially on Netflix. It's a lot more R-rated. Like Jessica Jones can never be in any of the movies, just because of the way that show is. It's like there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of violence.
Well, that doesn't mean that you
kind of stuff just doesn't really fit really well in an Avengers movie.
No, but think about this: they have cameos, for example, in Infinity War. It's an all-out war with big bad guys, small bad guys. Have them handle the small bad guys. Have the big guys handle the big bad guys.
It's possible that we'll see something like that, but
and Doctor Strange is coming out soon.
Yeah, so I don't know much about Doctor Strange, but from what I do know, I do love
Mystic Arts.
What's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch. I don't know. But he's a great actor, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, they have a cool design for him. He's going to have the signature red cape, but I like the way they're going to kind of transition into that. I think they're going to start off with him in this awesome trench coat and his goatee, and he's going to be channeling these mystic arts and stuff. And from there, they said it's going to be something unreal, kind of psychedelic, like we're on drugs. So
right. That's what I've heard too. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for that.
I'm excited about that too.
But it's interesting because even though their contracts aren't up, like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, all these actors that are playing the Avengers now, eventually they're gonna have to hang it up.
Right.
So I like that they're kind of handing it off to these other people like Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man. Then you have Vision and Spider-Man.
It's funny because I still haven't seen Ant-Man, but I heard it was good.
It's good. It's and I'm not gonna lie, Ant-Man has a similar feel, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but it has a similar feel to me as Jessica Jones.
Okay.
So I know you're not a fan of Jessica Jones, but kind of the tone is similar, but it's definitely funnier.
Okay. So, well, I love Paul Rudd, so I don't think I'm gonna hate it.
He's a good choice. He's a perfect choice for Ant-Man.
And I just picked up the Steelbook. Why is this Steelbook $30?
It's more expensive.
They with all the other Steelbooks, they were all the regular Blu-ray, not the 3D one.
Yeah.
This one they made it into the 3D one. That's why it was so much more.
Wasn't the Avengers Age of Ultron 3D?
Possibly. I don't know.
Anyways, it is a little bit more expensive. It was that $27.99 plus tax. So I mean, I honestly
had to buy two.
I'd wait.
One for me and one for our friend. So he owes me money.
Yeah.
But either way though.
Hear that, Carlos? You owe him money.
I know. No, but I mean, so far next year looks like it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, man, you got Deadpool.
Deadpool, right off the bat, just Deadpool.
Batman versus Superman.
Then you have Civil War. Then you have Doctor Strange later on in the year.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and we're supposed to be getting a trailer for that. In front of Star Wars.
We're also going to be getting a Star Trek Beyond trailer in front of Star Wars.
I'm actually really I think that's going to be fun just to go into the movie theater and see all these trailers.
People are going to be so mixed with emotions. They're going to not know if they should cheer for J.J. Abrams or boo Star Trek.
Nah, it's so different because Star Wars is so much more sci. No, it's adventure. It's
definitely more sci-fi.
It's not sci-fi compared. Star Trek is sci-fi.
Yeah.
And Star Wars is more fantasy.
Adventure versus action.
It's more Star Wars is fantasy compared to. It's
That's
more
a space
fantasy,
opera.
right? It's more fantasy than sci-fi.
There you go.
And so it's two different things. You can't really compare them. But I think Star Trek... I actually like the newer Star Treks.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a fan of Star Trek at all. But these last ones were pretty good.
So, they're pretty good. We have a lot to look forward to next year.
Yeah.
Even like Finding Dory, I'm excited for. There's
right.
a bunch of big movies coming out next year.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from. Speaking of like all of next year, what did you think of this year's list of films? Even though we haven't seen everything, but from what you have seen, like what are a couple of movies that you like?
If I had to think of something that was kind of big budget so far, I'm gonna say my favorite big budget was Mad Max.
It was fun.
It was a fun movie. I mean, maybe not the best writing or anything like that, but just the practical effects.
There was no writing.
It was there was no real writing.
There's hardly any talking in that.
But it was just visually
it
amazing. So
yeah, I
loved it. As far as like a low budget film, I really liked It Follows. That was a good little horror film.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a simple concept, but it's very creepy, and it's something I do recommend, especially like on a late night if you're gonna cuddle up with somebody and you want to get scared. Or
yeah, I heard it was really it's a lot more original than most, or it's like a throwback. Right?
Even Quentin Tarantino praised it. He did have a critique that I agreed with, but I'm not going to talk about that. Just watch the movie. It's pretty good.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to check that out.
What about you?
As far as like a big budget film, like I mean, Age of Ultron was great, but I found myself kind of bored by it. I saw it twice. I saw it the first time. We did a review for it. I liked it initially. Like I was like, I think it's better than the first one. And then a couple days later, I'm like, maybe not.
I think the first one was better.
Yeah, like it was not that. It was entertaining, but it was like meh.
Yeah, I was one of those movies that I saw the first time and I was kind of like, all right. Second time I saw it, I was a little bit more into it, but yeah. But okay, give me another one.
Straight Outta Compton for me. I loved Straight Outta Compton.
You think it could be an Oscar contender?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I think there's better films out there that have come out since. But
I heard Creed might get a nomination for Sylvester Stallone.
Yes, I saw that film on Thanksgiving Day. Loved it. Because I love Rocky. Actually, I love the whole franchise.
Okay.
But this one kind of took it back to like the first one.
Right.
And it was just so good, and it's like I even found myself tearing up in the film. Like it's just so good. I love Creed. So Creed was one of my favorite films of this year.
Okay.
And so was Straight Outta Compton. I mean, I saw Straight Outta Compton 3 times.
Oh,
in theaters.
Oh, then you have to say that's one of your favorite ones.
So yeah, I mean,
for like an animated movie, I'm gonna say that I did like Inside Out.
I loved Inside Out.
I teared up. My daughter teared up.
Oh my god!
You can probably hear her in the background right now, but she.
Oh my god!
It was pretty emotional.
It was. Oh man, Pixar knows how to do it. I haven't seen The Good Dinosaur, but it doesn't seem like it's great. Like
there's
on a Pixar level.
Right now, there's mixed reviews, so I don't know.
But it's not like on that Pixar level. You know what I mean? Where like it doesn't seem like it's almost like it's worthy of the name Pixar. Maybe it should have just been a Disney film, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
But I haven't seen it, so I can't really say yes or no about that.
But other than that, those are Jurassic World was definitely like awesome nostalgic film to watch.
Jurassic World was really fun. I saw that one in IMAX, and it was just really fun to watch.
Yeah, that was really fun. Me and my wife went to go watch that one, and you could ask her, she just saw me, and I was just like... Because I love dinosaurs ever since I was little, and just seeing it again, I felt like I was 5 in the movie theater for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So it was, and if you really break down Jurassic World, it is a ridiculous film. Velociraptors and T-Rexes talking to each other. I mean, the fact that first they made them, and then second of all, they're talking to each other.
Right.
And they're triple teaming against the main guy.
In what's it called? Indominus Rex.
But it's
Indominus Creed. That's what his name is, like Adonis.
Oh, really?
Adonis
That's
Creed.
That's a cool name, actually. Not gonna lie.
No, but yeah, So this year's been a lot of fun. A couple of disappointments I haven't seen. So maybe I would like it, but Fantastic Four obviously was a big disappointment.
That was a big disappointment. I was a little excited for it. I went to go see it with and
I mean, I've heard it was bad.
I will say I liked their approach, but just so many mistakes, and it just dragged, and you waited for the story to happen. And honestly, by the time you get to the climax, you thought you were halfway through the film,
right?
Which took a really long time, by the way. And then it ends, and you're like, that's it.
Oh man, no. And then
I just want Fantastic Four to go back to Marvel, do something right with it. At least Fox, give them some of the rights, something. I mean, you're gonna make Old Man Logan, and Old Man Logan does have a lot of the original heroes. You have Hulks, and you have the fallen Thor hammer. You have a bunch of things that you could really make awesome. Hey, that's my daughter, Princess Leia. So she agrees with me. Just give the rights back, please.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the one with Jessica Alba or Chris Evans. I didn't like those at all.
I loved Silver Surfer, but yeah, the movie sucked.
Yeah, they were so boring to me and so forgettable. I like the Roger Corman one more than the other one.
Oh God, no.
That one's funny. Like if you watch it now, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like as a comedy, it's like
if you've never seen that from 1994, that
one's bad, but like
really bad.
But it's funny.
They spent more money on the Thing outfit than anything else on that film, I can tell you.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like Fantastic Four has had 4 movies and none have done it the right way.
Yeah, it's about time they give it back. I mean,
so do what you gotta do, Fox, but geez, man, like make something good.
Keep the X-Men, some of the rights for the X-Men. I don't know. You're doing it right with the X-Men so far. You kind of teeter-tottered on X-Men a little bit, but you're doing it right now.
No, it's definitely coming back into the right direction again.
Thank you, Bryan Singer.
Yes, yeah, right.
Gosh.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. So that's pretty much everything, I think, right? Like
that's
what
it
else
so
has
far.
been? What else has been?
I mean, of course, we're leaving out Star Wars, but that's only because we're gonna have
a dedicated full show
just to Star Wars.
On just Star Wars,
because that's my thing.
Yeah, and you know what?
You go into that room right now, you're gonna see nothing but Star Wars.
In the last year, I've gotten so much into Star Wars. And I've never been into Star Wars ever.
Really?
In the last
I've been into
year.
it since I was a baby.
Yeah, see, I'm I guess you can call like a what's
You're
it called?
a wannabe.
No, but it's because I never really gave them a chance. Like earlier this year, I rewatched the original trilogy, and I found myself loving Empire Strikes Back.
Well, I can tell you, I'm gonna put myself through hell because on Thursday morning I'm gonna go to the 3 a.m. marathon. So
there's no
I'll
way
be there
do
for all
that.
7 films.
I can't do that. Oh my god.
I'm excited.
I can't do it physically.
I'm afraid for myself physically. I'm afraid that I'll be asleep by the time episode 7 starts. But that's not gonna happen.
Just sleep through the first 2 movies.
I am a true fan of Star Wars, so I will see all the films. I'll be wide-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I hope so.
I got the days off from work. 1 day to see him, 1 day to recover.
Oh, so man.
I'll be good to go.
You know what sucks is I asked for that day off. So I have the 17th off.
Okay.
But then the next day I have to open.
Well, see, it's not a big deal since you're not doing the marathon. So you're fine.
True.
You're only doing the
But
one.
if I were to do the marathon, that would have sucked.
That would have sucked. I'm still trying to convince him to do the marathon with me, but I have some other buddies going, but I want Martin to be there. But he does not want to sit through episode 1 or 2.
I don't have. Well, I mean, it's sold out already.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
The marathon?
The marathon's not sold out.
Maybe I'll.
To be continued.
Maybe I'll.
Okay, so to end this, from all the movies coming out next year, name the number 1 you're just dying to see.
For me, Batman vs Superman. I've been dying to see Batman and Superman in a film since I was little.
Since I Am Legend?
Exactly. That was when I saw that, I was like, oh my god! Like
he's been dying to see
some kind of alternate universe, it happened already.
He's been dying to see it since he saw
we're finally getting it.
He's been dying to see it since he saw Nicolas Cage in that Superman outfit.
Oh yeah,
could have been directed by Tim
Burton. Yeah,
it wasn't.
But there's a great documentary on that called
Superman Lives.
The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? Directed by John Schnepp, and he's on Movie Talk all the time. And Movie Talk's kind of like the reason why I wanted to do a podcast. Because I watch that every day.
And I'm not copying Stache Talks, but I almost going to have one for myself. But we'll talk about that later. It's going to be on War Room Entertainment.
Yeah, so we'll plug his channel at the bottom. So let's, like, I think at the end of every Pod Stache, we should do like a recommendation, either something that's on your shelf or something maybe is on Netflix to check out. Since I just saw Creed like a week ago, I Rockies 1 through 5 are on Netflix.
Okay.
I definitely recommend 1 through 4.
You don't recommend 5?
And some there's like one scene that's amazing in part 5. The rest of it you can just take it out.
1, 2, 3, and then 5. I skipped 4.
Skip 4 with Drago and the Russian?
That was 4?
That was 4.
Which one's 5? Oh, 5's the when he's training.
Yeah, when he's training.
Okay, never mind. I'm thinking 6.
Oh,
yeah, skip 5
no.
and go to 6.
And I wish 6 is on
Balboa.
Netflix also. Like Rocky Balboa. It's not, but that's another great movie. I loved. I definitely.
What do I have on the shelf that I would recommend? Well, I guess right now, if it's something new, I couldn't tell you because I haven't gone to the movies in a while. If it's something old, one of my favorite movies, Green Street Hooligans. So if you've never seen Green Street Hooligans,
ever.
I love Green Street.
I haven't seen that.
It's on my top 10 list. So
yeah, it's not on my top 10, but it's awesome.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Only the first Green Street Hooligans because they tried making sequels and
they did.
They just ruined it.
Yeah, so. No, and they didn't even have any of the original cast. I don't think.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I hate. It's when they try to do those direct to DVD
and
sequels that they suck.
They kill cinema.
Yeah, no, I hate those.
Yeah, but
I think that should wrap it up for today.
Yep.
This is just kind of like a test, really, for our big podcast or Pod Stache tomorrow for Star Wars. And so this will be up. I'm not sure if I'll try to put it up tonight, but definitely tomorrow. From the time that you see this to the next day, you will see the Star Wars podcast, and that one should be amazing.
Yes, we're gonna try and release it. Now it's gonna have a lot of spoilers, and we're gonna have a couple of guests that have been, keeping up with everything that's happening in between and all around it. And we're going to talk about rumors and thoughts and speculations and predictions.
And some spoilers that might have already happened, but, who knows.
So if you plan on watching that, it might contain a lot of spoilers. So just this one did a little bit.
Right. But to be honest, like, we can't really say there's spoilers if we haven't seen the movie yet. But I'm just saying.
Kind of.
Anyway. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, that'll do it for us. Plug your Instagram or Twitter handle.
Well, you can go to movieslice.com. That's where we're going to post the Star Wars podcast. So keep an eye out on that. We'll go ahead and share that on the next one. I'm Mike Huante representing War Room Entertainment. And you can follow us on Facebook. And you can follow us on Twitter. Just type in War Room.
All right. And I am Martin. Of course, Stache05 right here on YouTube. Also, just Stache05 on Twitter and Instagram and even on Facebook. So that'll do it for us, and we will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.